Welcome back, everybody. We are talking about Season 2 of the league today. So, pretty much what I want to break down for the league is for new people in the Discord and new members. Breaking down what the league actually is, the format of it, how the team sizes and team construction consist of, and then I want to go into the Season 2 changes that I've made so far and any other ones that I'm currently thinking of. And then I want to go into signups and just general overall workings of how it goes, since we will be starting this on the 20th of January. And if we don't get enough people on the 20th of January, we will push the date back and give more time for others to join us. But without further ado, let's get started with what is this all-in-one Shadowverse Evolve League. So this league is pretty much our way of having more for Shadowverse, having a more team-oriented style of play to where matches aren't generally decided on one person, but you need to rely on also your teammate to win their matches too. And through this, you can do it from teamwork, playing together, and just overall improving as friends, as teammates, as guilds or clans, to pretty much be the best you can be. So pretty much the league is structured in two ways. We have regular season, and then we have playoffs. And then after playoffs, the final two teams will go into championships to win the big prizing here. But regular season, teams of two compete in pretty much a series of scheduled matches, which are based on what works best for each teams. So we'll have like the when to meet link in there. It'll be all explained in the rules when we get to that section. But pretty much every week you're gonna have a team that you're gonna play against, and you're gonna have to win those. So for matches, how it pretty much goes every week is you'll be paired against a team each week, preferably a team that you have not played yet in the league, and each team again has 2 players on them. And if you're that one individual player, as in pick it for yourself, you'll be playing against player A and player B. Both player A and player B will be playing a best of 3 match. And in this best of 3 match, you, at the end of the day, will win or lose. And if you win, you will get a point for your team. If you lose, you don't get a point. You'll go over to player B and do your second match, and again, you'll get a point or you won't get a point. Vice versa, same thing goes for your teammate. The objective of this is to have your team get 3 out of 4 points, more points than your opponent. So that could look like player A wins both his first and second match, and then player B wins his first match but also loses his second match. So overall your team will have 3 points for the week, and you pretty much win that week against that team. If it comes down to where player A wins game 1 and loses game 2, and same thing for player B, if they win game 1 and lose game 2, then we'll go into a tiebreaker. And tiebreaker pretty much is each team will pick a representative between the both of them, whoever they think is the best suited to win this final match, and you will play one last best of 3 against the opposing player or opposing team that has picked their best player to play against you. And that will pretty much decide who wins the week if it ever comes to a tie. But that is essentially how the weeks go. That goes on for 6 weeks. And then we go into the playoffs, the same thing as the playoffs, except with less teams, and you will now get eliminated for losing those matches, and then championships will also be the same thing. So yeah, that is pretty much how the league functions at a baseline. And I want to go into pretty much how you can structure your team. So again, you have two players in each team, and the cool thing about this is we are only allowing you to pick 3 classes. You can only pick 3 classes. This could be Abyss, this could be Dragon, this could be Haven. And throughout the whole 8 weeks, you can only use decks and cards from those crafts. Now, with the exception of neutral cards, those can be teched in however you like, but you cannot have a full neutral deck if you do not pick neutral as one of your classes. But if you don't pick neutral, you can pick neutral cards to tech in 1 or 2. And yeah, so each teams or all teams will have their own 3 sets of classes that they picked, and this is pretty much the strategic part of it. Is once you go into a week, you have to scout out, say, okay, their 3 classes are Dragon, Abyss, and neutral. And you pretty much know off the bat, like, okay, like I don't have to create my deck in any way to beat like Rune. Like I don't need any tech cards to beat Rune. I don't need any tech cards to beat any of those other classes that are not from their 3 set classes. So it really allows you to work with your team, your teammate, and create decks that are off meta but help you a lot in those certain matchups. So yeah, I think that is the fun part about it. I'm gonna explain some more on the deck building as we get to the Season 2 changes. But pretty much our goal for the league again is to introduce a different format and have week-long competitions going on and fostering high competitive growth between everybody and creating a unique experience that promotes teamwork and critical thinking. So I hope we do achieve that. I feel like Season 1 we did achieve that pretty well. So yeah. So now I am going to move on to the Season 2 changes. And if you guys want to read any of this, we do have the blog here on the website, which I update constantly, as you can see here. But the Season 2 changes are pretty minimal. We added sideboards. So for sideboards, what my thinking is, everyone has their 3 classes, and now we're gonna add a sideboard. And in the sideboard, you'll submit it before each week, and you'll already know what team that you are playing against. So with that, you can create your sideboard to help you better navigate those matchups. So my reasoning for having sideboards pretty much submitted every week is for us to show them publicly so the other team can get like a small hint about the exact decks that you're playing. They will never see your exact deck until game 1, but this kind of gives that extra layer of, okay, if they're teching this card, they have to be playing X deck, or they could be playing any realm of these decks. But you'll never fully know, again, until that first match. And it also helps you create your own sideboards will already be constructed, but after week 1, it will help pretty much the next teams create their sideboards and things of that nature based on last week's sideboards. So I think the sideboards are going to be pretty helpful, because I think there was a lot of things or a lot of matchups to where, oh, I just happened to get paired up against a team that was running my counter, and I only had this one deck, and I guess I'm just kind of like screwed because I just like auto lose to this deck. So I'm hoping sideboards kind of alleviate that issue. But yeah, sideboards, 10 cards. It's going to be 10 cards for both players, so 20 cards in total for the whole team. No sideboards aren't like mergeable or anything like that. It's player A has a sideboard and player B has a sideboard. Each team will submit 2 sideboards before each week. So pretty self-explanatory. I hope that's not confusing. If it is, please let me know in the Discord. And yeah, Another thing, pretty much the last thing that I changed is pricing. So last week we did winners. I mean, last season we did winners and losers. Um, yeah, that was very not great. I feel like it took away from the winners a lot. Like I couldn't do a lot of the prizing that I actually wanted to do. So with this, it allows me to add more prizing for the winners and add more top end prizing for the playoffs and the championship winners. So for this one, it's going to be a whole box of BPO8 and also the 2 ultimates. So I hope that is enticing enough for you guys to pretty much do this. And also the next changing to prizing is I did add international prizing. International shipping is very, very expensive. If I could do more, I would, but last time I shipped international, it was ranging from $20 to $30-$40, and that eats into like all the pricing or a lot of the pricing. So my solution for that was cash. Cash is easy to send between out of state and out of country. I mean, I'm sorry. So that is my solution. So it will allow international players to play with us without getting nothing. So if you're international in a Discord and you enjoy the idea of getting cash back for your winnings, as you can see here, these are the every week placings that you can possibly win. And I think players that do make it to playoffs are pretty much guaranteed to make their money's worth. And teams that win about half of the week, pretty good, I think. So let me know what you guys think. The sign up date is open, or sign up time is open. The league start date is January 20th. If you want to come register, please come join us in the Discord here and head over to this blog. You can come fill out this form. This is pretty much the team form where you'll submit what your team name is, give your logo, get really creative on your logo, and tell us what guild you are in, and tell us what classes you want to play. And then you can also come over to the shop, and this is the last part of it where you will be able to sign up. And this season is 35 per player, so 35 times 2 for each team member. You guys can do that. And I hope this is something that gives you more than just the shop championships and the regionals, and it also helps you as we go to the next regional season in 2025, that you have played so many games here that when you go out to these big tournaments that you just crush it. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope to see you guys all at the season 2, and we will have lots of coverage hopefully on the matches every week. We'll probably pick one team a week to really look at the matches, and then talk about it. Have like kind of a discussion podcast type thing, ESPN type discussion. But yeah, also last thing, if you want to check out the rules, you just click here and you will be able to download the rules and get a more in-depth view of how it all works. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully it wasn't too long. Hopefully I try to get all the points across. But I hope to see you guys in the league, and I hope to see you guys in Discord. Please join us for locals if you also are not interested in joining the league. We also love just having people come join and playing with us every Sunday. So thank you guys, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day, the night, evening, whatever time you're watching this. So adios.